Right, so I'm making a bit of an apple goop here, and forgot to hit the record button. That's okay, you didn't miss much. This is just a little vlog. I'm making a micro-sized single serving of apple goop. I'm just cutting those into small cubes so those can get chopped up by the Vitamix. I'm just doing a little coarse chop on it. I just want to like mince it a little bit. And in here I already have some oats and some cinnamon. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop this in. Now I tried this in the blending bowl already, and it worked out great. The apples got chopped up real good, and it coated the apples and the oats and the cinnamon at the same time, and that was wonderful. And I was able to make the liquid mixture in the bowl. It all fit in the bowl perfectly. So I was really impressed by that. So I'm just gonna see if I could do the same thing in the cup. And here we go. So let's see what happens. Got the wonderful S50. Yeah, I'm doing the review on the blending bowls, and so far they are working excellently. I haven't had any issues with detection or any of that kind of stuff. Any of the complaints you want, oh my god, my blending bowls, they're just not working, they're not getting detected. And I'm going over all that kind of stuff in the review. So and there is some interesting info, so I can say that I can't blame people 100% on this one. Most of the time, people are just whine and moan and just, oh my god, because they're just too dumb to figure it out. But in this case, the blending bowl, there is an issue that I found that can trip people up on the, and they get the detection problems. So there is a legitimate gripe about that, but that's going to be in my blending bowl video. So anyway, let's go ahead and chop these up. I put a lot of cinnamon in this one. I was just kind of eyeballing that, so there's a lot of cinnamon in this one. I think I wasn't measuring or anything like that, but you know what? It's okay. A bit of an excess cinnamon will be fine, because this apple goop is actually going to be going on top of my vanilla ice cream. Yes, sir. Yep, nice and minced up real good. And let me get a spatula for this, because I want to get every single little bit into the bowl. Every single little bit goes into this bowl. And I'm not too worried about cleaning up all this stuff here, because I'm going to add the liquid portion, and that's all going to get mixed up with the liquid portion, so it's going to be flavored really good. So this is a Greg Doucette recipe. It's not my recipe. This is by Greg Doucette, and his recipe is really, really good. I'm just adapting the recipe for Vitamix, and so far I've been able to really make the recipe very flexible in the serving size and how fast it can be made. Like with the Vitamix, you can make this meal so fast and in much smaller proportions than the original recipe. Okay, so that's the mashed up. That's the minced part of it. That's going to be really, really good to cook. My first mistake was when I cut the apples by hand, I made the pieces too big, and it took forever to cook everything. So by doing this method, it chops everything to the appropriate size for faster cooking. And not only that, like I said, doing it this way incorporates a lot of the cinnamon flavor and whatever inside the liquid. So it incorporates that better. And as I chop the apples, it's getting coated in the oats and the cinnamon at the same time. So that is awesome. So this is a little bit of the xanthan gum that I put on here. And this is going to make the liquid mixture, nice and thick, and that also achieves a like the apple pie fill-in type texture. And as a bonus, it also achieves a higher level of satiation when you eat, so that you get that stomach expansion, that sense of fullness. That all comes along with doing it this way with this recipe. Okay, so I'm going to take this liquid mixture and I'm just going to go ahead and blend it for a few seconds, high speed. That's all it takes. And as you can see, it got thick. And you can see that the colors change because all that wonderful cinnamon is now inside the mixture. It's all homogenized or homogenized, however you spell that. And now this, and it got all that stuff around the blade too. Now this gets poured in here. Wonderful. And it takes, in this amount, it takes only about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes to fully cook. When I first tried this recipe, it took me about 20 minutes to cook it. In fact, there was so much apple goop because I didn't have a container big enough for that, nor did I have a microwave big enough for that because it was a lot. The full recipe is a lot. So I had to actually dump it all into a wok. You know, one of those Chinese woks. So I had to do that, dump it all into a wok and actually cook it on the stove. And that worked out well. It just took a long time to do. But doing it this way, I'm done in like 4 minutes and it's like nicely cooked and everything's, oh my God, it comes out so good. And I'm gonna eat this with my ice cream and my peanut butter. So I'm talking about not just store-bought peanut butter, but the fresh peanut butter I made in the S50 in the Vitamix. Oh, it's so good. So this is gonna get popped in the microwave and I'm gonna enjoy my dessert. So that's how I make the Apple Goop single serving with the Vitamix. The S50, the 1-star machine. Psych, it's 5-star. It does everything, just gotta not be stupid. Laters.